We know the debate for the best cruise cabin location is a highly contested one, but we may be in the best cruise cabin, or at least the most coveted cruise cabin you could possibly get. We're going to talk about the good and bad and the ugly of our aft-facing veranda. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Jared. Jordan is out booking your travel. We are both travel agents, so he is busy booking your cruise vacations. If you're interested, you can go to jjcruise.com and fill out the form and we'll be happy to book you. But today we're talking all about our aft-facing veranda. Yes, this is the highly coveted veranda that so many people want, so many people desire, but sometimes it's just not possible or affordable. Well, we're going to talk about the good and bad because we are lucky enough to be in one today. Now, I do have to put a few pieces of prefaces here. We were in a guaranteed Aqua Class veranda on Celebrity Cruises. This is the Celebrity Summit cruise ship. Now, with this specific category, a guaranteed Aqua Class, you get whatever run-of-the-mill room is left available that is assigned to you by the cruise line. And last minute, we were assigned this accessible Sunset Veranda Cabin. That means a couple of things. First and foremost, sunset. That is what we're talking about, the aft-facing views. This is the views of the back of the ship, out the back, out towards the ocean, towards the wake. But the other part is something that is, we want to make sure is well known. We did not book an accessible cabin. Of course, accessible cabins should be only utilized for those that have accessible needs. But in the case that there is a guaranteed last room available, the cruise line will assign it to somebody if no one else is in need of it, and it's whatever is left available. We're going to talk about the ugly at the end of the video, and you might have some guesses. Put them down below if you have any guesses what the ugly might be. You might even witness it while I am talking on this video here. But let's talk about the good and bad first. And we're also going to talk about the special accessible accommodations that are inside this stateroom. Let's start off with the good though. The good, and I have to start off with this because we absolutely love this. It's the design. The design is beautiful, and this is in decor as well as in space. There's a lot of space with it being an accessible stateroom. Of course, there's going to be more space, but the way that the space is utilized is breathtaking. It is amazing. Also, the decor, the fact that you have those light colors coming in, but they're really modern, but also age really well, is beautiful. This is a revolutionized ship. This means that it has been renovated since it came into service, so it is not the same as it was maybe 20 years ago. It is absolutely beautiful. Definitely one of our top points and why we love this stateroom. Another great thing about this stateroom is the storage. This is something you don't always find on cruise cabins everywhere. When you do a cruise ship tour or a cruise cabin tour, you won't always find great places to store your clothes, your knickknacks, your things that you want to take to shore. Here, not so much the problem. In fact, in the main area of the bedroom and in the living space, you have tons of storage, whether it be the drawers, whether it be the closet space with the hanging clothes or the hanging dress pants, whatever you need, you have it here. There's plenty of cabin space as well, and with the high-end design of a glass front, so you can see into it and have that upper level of design and decor. We absolutely love the storage space here. Another great thing about this cabin, and one reason why you should grab it, is the outlet space here. Now, the outlet space in our stateroom is wonderful. We are sure that this came with the revolutionizing of this stateroom with the renovations, but there are 2 US outlets and 2 USB outlets on both sides of the bed. Amazing, something that is well needed in the 21st century with how much we plug and play as we go and charge our devices. But also in the vanity, you do have as well 2 US outlets and 2 USB outlets, as well as a European outlet. You have outlets kind of throughout the stateroom, and we absolutely love it. Thank you, Celebrity Cruises, for providing such a great place to work in the 21st century. The next good is probably the one that everyone is waiting for, and that is the balcony. Now, with this aft-facing veranda, it is gorgeous. Breathtaking views when you're sailing away, when you're sailing into port. Now, on top of this is the space of the balcony and the veranda. You have 2 chairs that are recliners, relaxers, as well as 2 normal chairs that still can recline a little bit, and 2 tables. That is so much more than you get on a normal veranda. That is what happens with more of the larger verandas or balconies that you have with an aft-facing view. Definitely the highlight and the main reason why people book this cabin. Before we get into the bed, I want to talk about some of the accessible accommodations that are in the room. First and foremost, there are ramps both to get outside as well as into the bathroom. Now, the ramp to the bathroom is under the carpet. The ramp outside is above the carpet. It will be something for those that aren't using a chair or anything to do with wheels that you might miss. So definitely keep an eye out on it. You might have the tripping hazard if you're not familiar with it. It has not been a big problem for us, but we have had one or two just forget about that ramp. Of course, it is perfect for those with accessible needs, and that is what this room is meant for. On top of that, we have a lot of things in the bathroom that are really helpful. For example, in the shower, you have the seat, and it is a wide seat. We know that can be a problem with other cruise cabins. It is a nice wide seat for someone that needs to sit down or transfer from the chair to the seat. There's a lot of handrails everywhere in the bathroom, including an adjustable or movable handrail, which I think is fantastic in case you have a need for one that there isn't one already. Even though there's a lot, there is another one there for wherever you may need it. On top of that, you have ambulatory cords, both above the toilet as well as above the bed here. That is going to be in case of an emergency. If you can't get out of bed, you have that cord so you can pull on it and someone can come and help you. Some other accommodations here, the roll-in wet shower. That is, of course, a necessary thing if you have a wheelchair or a walker or anything that you need to wheel in and not have to step in or step over something. That is fully available in this bathroom. The last one we've never seen before, but I'm sure is much more popular than we are aware of. That is the actual adjustable clothes rack. Yes, there is this long handle that you can actually pull down from a chair or any kind of seat that is lowered down. So you can go ahead and pull the clothes rack all the way down to the ground and be able to hang up your clothes, but then put it back up. We absolutely think that's a wonderful add. And I'm not sure, let us know for anyone that has been in a lot of accessible cabins, if that is a common thing or if that is kind of an upgrade for being in a premium cruise line like Celebrity Cruises. Now, we can't talk about all these good things, the accessible, and all of the things that you want to know without talking about the things that you really want to know, which is what are the bads? What are the things you have to be on the lookout for when you have an aft-facing veranda? Well, there's been a couple here, and I'm going to talk about the bads, but I'll talk about the big one, the ugly, at the very end here. Let's start off with the first bad. Storage was fantastic across the room until we got to the bathroom. The bathroom only has a few shelves, and they're very small shelves with a little lip on them so things don't fall off. That is all we have in the bathroom, so storage is not great in the bathroom. We hope that that is different in other cabins. Maybe that is a fix on other cabins, but not in this one. But that is something that unfortunately was not to our liking in this cabin. The next bad is something that is common for no matter what cruise line you're doing. If you're in an aft-facing cabin, that means you are all the way in the back of the ship. Now, one thing people don't always think about with a sunset veranda or a aft-facing veranda or balcony is that there's a lot more motion in the back of the ship. We have felt it mostly even in the shower. When we're standing up in the shower, sometimes you can kind of feel the motion of the ocean, and it is not always to the best of the tummy's desires. You do not want to have seasickness, obviously, on your cruise. So if you are susceptible to seasickness, this may not be the right cabin for you. Surprisingly enough, those are the only two bads, but we do have one big ugly. And before I get into that, please, we invite you to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 50,000 subscribers, and you can be a part of the first 50K. Thank you so much in advance for hitting that subscribe button. And while you're at it, if you can give us a thumbs up, that means a lot to us as well. You've probably even heard it in this video. We wanted to make sure that you had it there. If you did a guess, I'm really impressed. But it is the noise. Our cabin currently is actually under the buffet. Now, not the buffet inside, the buffet outside. What does that mean? A lot of tables, a lot of chairs just constantly moving all over above us, and noise from above constantly throughout all hours of the day. If it's during the middle of the day, it's guests, passengers, obviously moving tables and chairs around. If it's during the off hours, it's crew, maybe putting pillows on tables and chairs, reorganizing tables and chairs to fit the larger families out there. It is constant and is throughout all hours of the day. If you are a light sleeper, do not book a cabin in general under the buffet, especially outside where tables and chairs are fully adjustable. That being said, if we were in an aft-facing cabin even one deck below, this may not be as big of an issue. We know that some ships do have the motion of the ocean of the actual propellers and propulsion system that do give a vibration. We have had no problems with that in this cabin. So that has not been an issue, and that may be because we're so far up, but instead we do have noise above. Fortunate for us, we are not a big problem for noise. That is not a big issue for us. We have been able to sleep through it and have had no issues. But for those that have that little need for pure silence, this would not be the right room for you. That's the good and bad and ugly of our aft-facing veranda. Let us know in the comments below. Would you book an aft-facing veranda? Have you booked one in the past? What is your favorite cruise cabin? We want to hear all of it in the comments below. Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, see ya.